All right, I got a request to do a video on single hand shooting, both with a dominant and offhand. So I'm going to talk about that. One thing I want to start the video out with is let's talk about something we pretty much all know is wrong, and that's shooting a handgun like this, one-handed. But I ask students all the time in my classes, why is holding a handgun sideways wrong? And people say the gun will jam or it's not accurate or whatever. And that shows me that they'll, at least the accuracy part, is a misconception in their understanding of the fundamentals of marksmanship. Sight picture, sight alignment, trigger control, that's what creates accuracy in the shooter. I can do all those things sideways. Sight picture and alignment, right there on the lens of the camera, slow, steady squeeze, bang. The reason why this is wrong is that when you have two bones in your arm here, one bone here, they lock in your elbow. If I rotate my hand this way, this is not locked very strong. So when the gun recoils, that muzzle flip's going to carry that pulse of the recoil and this sideways arcing movement. It doesn't make me less accurate, it makes me slow. Every time the gun recoils, I'm getting this awkward sideways horizontal snap, and I'm having to push this back on target. What a lot of people don't know is the same thing happens when you shoot one-handed like this. I can still sight picture and alignment, trigger control, all that stuff's good, but I'm forcing my arm to lock in a way that it's not natural. And so when I pull this trigger, I'm going to get that snap that's going to bend my elbow. If you stand like this, and you probably can't see my hand, so you'll just have to kind of imagine what's happening down here, but try this right where you are. Just stand up in front of the screen, stand square up and relax your arms and look down at your hands, and what you'll notice, or you can just raise your hands up and your arms will just relax in this position right here. It's almost 45-degree angle. If you look at my palms, if I was to relax everything but open my hands and raise my arm straight up, it's this 45-degree angle. That's where these bones want to settle in. That's where your anatomy wants to be in a relaxed state, because that's where everything locks up the easiest. Takes no effort to create that angle. Okay? If I raise my hand straight up, all I'm using is my forearms. If I force my hand all the way horizontally, I'm adding muscular intention to twist my arm this way. But it's the same way that if I go here, it actually takes more muscle to twist this way than it would take to twist this way, because my shoulder can help here. It doesn't really want to turn that way, so I'm doing all that at the elbow. I'm not saying you can't shoot like this effectively. I'm not really saying you can't shoot like this effectively. What I am telling you is that angle is where your arm wants to be. And because this will lock into place better, you'll get a whole lot less recoil pulse, and it'll be a whole lot more stable, a one-direction recoil pulse without all this crazy circular motion if you'll shoot at this angle. So shooting one-handed, if I was to take a first round in a defensive encounter into my left shoulder and this hand's inoperable, I'm going to extend the weapon like this and run the gun in this direction, where my elbow wants to be, so I don't have to force it somewhere else. Offhand would be the exact same thing. Okay? Something that's really important in maintaining speed, and speed is important in a defensive encounter, is minimizing recoil. So really the first thing you need to make sure you're doing is you're getting a good grip in the first place. Okay? High and tight, wrapping around, squeezing front to back. Okay? Where your thumb goes in a one-hand grip is not all that important, as long as it's, obviously not here, okay, or here. As long as it's wrapped around, you're really not, it doesn't really matter how high up on this goes, okay? But you want all this gap gone, a really firm grip, and you need to establish that in the holster. It needs to come out in that grip. If I know when I reach for this gun, I'm extending with one hand and fighting with one hand without it being super close range, I'm extending in that angle. Offhand, if for whatever reason the weapon's in my offhand, I don't know why it would be in my offhand from a holster, unless you just happen to, you're Yosemite Sam and you got holster on both hips, it would be the same thing. It would come out this way. Now, if I'm shooting with my offhand, it's probably because something happened to this hand. So let's say I'm in the holster and I take the first round in my right shoulder, blowing this weapon out, or blowing this arm out. This is how, there's a couple of ways you can draw this weapon from your offhand and get in the fight. One is to go straight up in your armpit, establish this grip this way, turning it, finger still off the trigger, and I can present this weapon out with my offhand. I know people who take this, go straight to their knees, reverse that grip, and come out like this. Whatever you do is really irrelevant as long as your finger stays off the trigger until you get the gun out there ready to roll. Now, another reason you might shoot with one hand is extreme close range. So we'll talk about that real quick. You get my buddy Bob in the gang here. Bob the bad guy, who some of y'all are probably familiar with. So Bob the bad guy is this close. I'm obviously not going to extend and put a two-hand weapon grip in his chest because he can get this off his center line, close that gap, and do all the things I would teach you to do if the roles were reversed. So what I will probably do is, I'm going to engage. I know I'm going to engage with one hand with this guy. There's a lot of different techniques you can do depending on what he's doing. If he's got an arm coming down, obviously I got to deal with that arm, that weapon, whatever he's doing. If he's just coming to bear hug me, tackle me, whatever, and I've got this gun on my hip, what I'm going to do is the same time I'm grabbing for this gun, I'm grabbing the back of my head and pulling this across my face, maybe to deflect anything he may come in with a hook or something like that. I'm deflecting that at the same time I go here. I'm just turning that same angle I had this way, turning it away, just so the slide doesn't jam up in my clothes. Bang, 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 and engage from here. Shouldn't take many shots point blank to the chest to get him out of the fight. But I want to make sure I'm not crossing my body, hitting myself. I'm doing this so that I'm putting an elbow into him, his face, blocking the grip, or blocking his grip wrapping around me, making sure I'm staying stable, and bang, 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 engage from here. Okay? The grip's the same. The only reason I'm turning this is so that I don't jam the slide up on my clothes. Okay? Even if you jam the slide up on your clothes, you're probably getting that first round in his chest, point blank. It's still going to be effective. Just make sure when you're bringing this up that you don't turn this across and shoot yourself. So, bang, 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 bang from here. Okay? If he was blocking something, or something I need to block was coming at me, a hook, a stab, you throwing a crowbar, I'm still gonna use that same angle, maybe push that open, bang, 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 open him up, trap that arm, bang, 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 ride him to the ground, and do my cousin's check. So, if you're shooting one-handed, unless it's just out of panic, oh my God, I gotta bang, bang, bang in a fight. Don't shoot to save your life. Shoot to stop the threat. It's a psychological difference I'll explore in detail in some other videos. But it's an important concept. Don't just shoot wildly. Oh my God, I gotta save my life. Shoot to stop the threat. Be narrowly externally focused on your threat and eliminate the threat. That's where your focus should be. Okay, not narrowly internally focused on what may or might be happening to you. Okay, so one-handed draw. If I know I'm drawing one hand, I'm extending in that 45-degree angle. If I have to reach for this weapon with my offhand, I'm either going to go to my armpit, extend with one hand. Okay, go to my knees, reverse the grip, extend with one hand, 45-degree angle. And if I'm doing it because it's close range, I'm going to extend my elbow out here, blocking, trapping, whatever I got to do with what he's coming with. If he's just charging me, I'll put that right in his jaw or his sternum or something and start dumping rounds into his lower torso. The lower end of high center mass, if you will. So, I hope that answered your question, the subscriber that asked me that specifically. If you have any other questions, I do these videos whenever you ask me to do them. So, get a question, ask it, and I'll do what I can to address it. More stuff coming out. I got a really good training program. I almost didn't want to put it online because it's something I'm going to charge and teach personally, but I'm going to do an abbreviated version. The life and death of a second, human factors and time framing and use of force. Not a lot out there on this subject, and it is incredibly powerful information if you're a defensive-minded or offensive-minded, law enforcement, military, that type. So stay tuned, ask questions, and I'll pump videos out as I see fit or you request them.